Colin here at Apache Camping Center with the new Tab 360 from nuCamp. This is sandwiched between the 320 and the 400, new to nuCamp's lineup. It is an absolutely fantastic layout inside, different way of thinking all throughout. nuCamp, known as a small company out of Sugar Creek, Ohio, has always been fantastic in detail, listening to the customer, and the Tab 360 is no different. This one right here is going to be the Boondock Edition. That is going to come with a few different extras on there. First off the bat, you're going to see a little bit of a red glow under there. That's really nice for when you're stumbling your way back in the middle of the night. The red light can direct you to that trailer, but it also doesn't mess with your eyes in the middle of the night. That red light, you can look at it, you can look away. It looks nice, but you don't have to adjust your eyes all the time. On the back, you'll have two solar panels on the Boondock, or on the Black Canyon edition. That is going to be a 190 and a 190 for a total of 380 watts of solar. That is quite a bit for this small travel trailer. This is 16 feet 8 inches overall. It is about 2,700 pounds dry. It is fantastic to fitting into those smaller areas. Going off-road with those bigger knobby tires on there, it gives you a lot of clearance, a lot of durability, different thinking mechanism inside that is their standard kind of flow system on their water management. So it's going to be really well tight knit in there. It is going to be Asdel siding, foam block interior, and an aluminum frame. So you get the construction and build that you're really looking for on something that's meant to stick with you long term. These teardrops are absolutely beautiful, but also functional. These windows on here are acrylic windows. That means you can be bashing through any of the deep wooded areas that you might like to go, and you can buff out those scratches. Glass, you can't really buff out the scratches, and also you're not gonna shatter this thing. It is dual pane. It does have argon gas inside of those dual panes, which actually gives it a better insulation quality of those windows overall. New for 2025 on this 360 is this massive front tub. It is much different than other years. You've got a lot more outdoor storage. If we open this up here, it is going to give you your propane on the side, but now that you have a 100 watt-hour lithium battery standard, that is actually inserted inside. You get this big space to be able to throw any of your stuff in there, keep it all nice and neat, all the dirty stuff on the outside, and keep all the clean clothes and everything that you need on the inside. If we come back around, it is a 5-gallon cassette toilet on there. So you pull that out, dump it where you please, mainly go to a truck stop station, dump it in the toilet there. You can take care of that at that point. What I will say on here that I did miss in the water management system area is you do have your tank heaters. So going into those cold areas, you'll have your fresh tank and your gray tank. You can heat those up, keep them nice and toasty, so all of that water is not freezing while you might be out on the hill skiing, snowshoeing, getting into those colder places. Now, because we see Boondock over the years, Boondock was the upgraded package. Boondock is now actually the standard package. You can, if you were to just say, I want a Tab 360, give it to me from the factory, it'll come like this without the Black Canyon. But if you wanted to have the smaller tire on there, a little bit smaller step on there, not this big fancy grab handle, you can get the classic. So you can always step down from there. It does shave off about 100 pounds on the dry weight if you go to the classic. But as this sits right here, it is the Boondock Black Canyon, so that's an additional package. And you can also get a lithium upgrade, which is actually going to give you a 3,000 watt inverter, and I believe it's almost 300 watt hour lithium batteries. So let's dive in, see the interior makeup of this Tab 360, which is wildly different than anything else we've seen from Tab. So you come in here, the door looks very similar to what we've seen in the past, well laid out. The deadbolt lock is always nice to see, a lot easier management on that. Little trash can on there. Always got the fire extinguisher. This blackout shade, nice to have on the window. Now you're looking for the screen door. This is one thing that nuCamp does really well, is they hide it right along the side here. Pull it out. You've got a nice screen door for your trailer. Now huge, there's a lot of different things that are really cool on this model, but one big thing that was a change for nuCamp is putting in this 12 volt, 5 cubic foot fridge. Way more storage, a lot more practical for longer trips, keeping your food cold, and that freezer is going to give you a bit more space in there as well. Now, admittedly, the kitchen area is not the greatest in terms of prep space, but you do have a fantastic front window that almost goes all the way up, and that pops out quite far. Again, dual pane, argon gas in the middle, keeps it well insulated, plenty of locks on there, but that opens up quite far. Now, middle of the day, you need to take a nap, you need to get the light out of there, you need to get something, maybe you have it popped open, you want the bugs out of there, you pull it down, you've got your bug shade, you pull it up, you got your blackout shade. Up front here, these are vents that the Aldi system, which is actually a radiant heat system that is specific for nuCamp. They use it, that is a silent heat, it's also a dryer heat. It is a fantastic way of heating your trailer. That will radiate out of those slits right there. You got 110, 12 volts right up front, and underneath this, tucked away, you do have your 2-burner stove and your sink. Now let's talk about the storage here. If we back up, we see a lot of cabinet knobs. Let's take a look inside. Of course, on the left, you got your cheeky cabinet. That's gonna be, maybe you could stick a sponge in there or something. It's a little bit more of an access panel looking cabinet. Over here is definitely just access to any of the mechanism under the stove. Easy access for maintenance, which is really nice. Underneath that, that's gonna be your deeper, probably almost 8-inch by 18-inch cabinet. To the left there, again, trying to utilize all the space you can, and that is going to give you a little bit more maybe for utensils. Down here, maybe a spatula. Below that, you got your plates. This is movable if you want to put something larger in there. And on this side, again, this shelf is movable. You've got some larger items you want to put there. Last bit of storage in the kitchen area, right above the fridge. Probably a little bit of a pantry area. That is the space to go. Now if we flip it around, one little bit of cheeky storage is the spice rack. They really try to utilize everything here. So you come in left, you can pop this guy open. Nice little thought out spice rack right there. And if you look at all the hinges and everything, they're going to be much heavier hinges. These are all solid wood cabinetry. Look at that nice bend and curve to it. It fits so well. You can even see on here, all solid wood throughout. Now below that, really thinking of the use of space, you walk in through the door, you've got a spot to kick off your shoes and keep them nice tucked away underneath that dinette. Now before we get to the back of the trailer, flip around to the toilet area. This is a wet bath. Gives you plenty of space in there to be able to take a nice shower. You've got the on-demand hot water system that is tied into the Aldi system, which does also your radiant heat management. That is the cassette toilet that you have there. Nice little sink above that to be able to wash up, and away you go. Backing up out of that, let's flip around and take a look into the backside. This is where the layout gets really interesting. You've got 2 beds, I believe they're 38 by 80, and that is going to be large enough for me to lay down pretty comfortable in there. On this side, you do have your 12 volt TV. Underneath that, you do have a little bit more storage for remotes, anything, chargers in there. You've got your entertainment system, so that's radio. Also, you got Bluetooth, USB, and 12 volt. Underneath that, maybe some puzzles, games, anything you want to fit in there. Below that, some more storage. If you haven't seen already, there is so much storage packed into this little guy. It is quite phenomenal. You got your microwave tucked away in there. This is a little bit different than some of them that they make, so you can just pop this out if you don't want the microwave, and you'll have a full cabinet. But it does come standard with the microwave. Beside that, more storage. Above that, a little bit of a cubby space. This does have a lip that's about 2 inches deep to keep things from sliding out of there. There's windows on every side of this trailer, and they are not small windows. It brings in a ton of light into this fantastic teardrop trailer. Again, up above, more storage up there. Another matching cubby on this side. This dinette works incredibly well, and I will show you how this folds down. It folds back up right here. So as someone who's 6'5", moving around in here, the ceiling height at its max, because it is a curved roof, is 6'4". I do have to crouch a little bit, but the layout is so spacious and they packed in so much in here. I feel like I could move around quite comfortably. If this is something that I'd want to take out long term, just because I'm so tall, I don't think I would consider it. If I was somewhere around 6'2", I'd probably be just fine operating inside this trailer. It is always so comfy to sit back and relax in these trailers, just from the quality side of the cushions that they put in here, the warmth of the wood cabinetry, and also just the design. It's a very inviting feel that you can get in these nuCamp 360s. All right, now let's check out the bed. This bed, like I said, I believe it's 36 by 80. So ignore the shoes there. But I could fit, actually, if you take that off, I can fit quite comfortably in here as 6'5". So if you're sleeping 2 adults, you fold down that dinette, you've got this stationary, and you're gonna be sleeping quite comfortably. Now you do have the Aldi radiant heat system, and you also have an AC system on board as well. There's no giant unit up top. They actually place the unit underneath. The air intake is gonna be underneath the dinette over here. And then you have your registers here and here for your cold air. Now, again, more and more and more storage. If we come down underneath the dinette, you've got a nice little cubby underneath there. Now, at the very end here, you do have little cubbies that slide open. Nice little spot to put in any knickknacks in there. You're not going to be putting too big of things in that. That is on both sides of the trailer. Then on the rear here, 2 USB ports for charging your phones. Again, you got your AC register right there. And below that, maybe a spot for some books. So that is the Tab 360 from nuCamp, a great addition, split in between the Tab 320 and the Tab 400. That gives you a fantastic layout with the 2 twin beds. Dinette on the passenger side gives you great space to be able to work, function. You don't feel too cramped in here. The kitchen, maybe a little bit small in the prep space, but I think the fridge that they give you is gonna compensate a bit on the prep space that they take away. Now the 360 comes with so many things standard that nuCamp just puts standard across the board, like the radiant heat, like the solid wood cabinetry, like the Asdale siding, aluminum framing, absolutely fundamentally fantastic design all throughout. You can tell this stands apart from any other trailer manufacturer, and that is because it is a smaller run company out of Sugar Creek, Ohio. They don't have those larger public investors that you have to please from just churning out product. This is something that they really stake their reputation on. So I think they hit a home run with the Tab 360. If you'd like to find out more information, feel free to hit the link below, download your free brochure, or get in contact with us at apachecamping.com.